Good evening and happy Easter all. Dr. Jared here, continuing our discussion of the Paleo Cardiologist. We're on to chapter 11, which is all about sleep. But before I get started tonight, I just wanted to, sum up the day here, and what I mean by that is I've had several people, mention just how important today is to them for both their religious or spiritual, but also how it affects them to potentially not be able to be with people they love and care about. And, I think when we talk about the changes that you're making with reading this book, probably the most important thing to remember is you're likely not doing this for you. So when you say likely not doing it for you, what I mean is that you're doing this to be there for the people you love and care about the most. You're doing this to not need to be taken care of. You want to be the fun dad, the fun aunt, the fun grandparent. You want to set an example for your children to really show them how to live. And so if you're talking about this is hard to make changes, I'd really encourage you to remember who you're doing it for. Plus, it's Easter and they say babies increase viewership. So I started with a baby. All right, on to sleep. So sleep starts on page 147, chapter 11. One of the shorter chapters, probably one of the most cost-effective of anything that we're talking about. When you talk about sleep, really what we're talking about is healing. It's healing within your body. Yet, according to the book, 60 million Americans either don't get enough sleep or suffer with a sleep disorder. When I talk about the book, as you mostly all know, Paleo Cardiologist by Dr. Jack Wolfson, talking about either directly out of the book or my personal opinion. Back to epigenetics, 2,000 genes at least work differently, turn on and turn off when you're sleeping versus when you're awake. So very important to get quality and adequate sleep. So a couple things to talk about with sleep. First of all, what do you mean by quality? It means actually sleeping, going through REM cycles. So there's a few things about that. You want your room to be cool. So whatever that is for you, you want it to be cool. You want it to be dark, and you want to sleep when it's dark out if you can, if your job allows that, if you don't work third shift or something. Those are all key components. So quiet, dark at night allows your circadian rhythm to work the best. Typically, you go through sleep cycles that are about 2 hours time, give or take. And so very important to give your body enough. There's all these different studies in this chapter that talk about how sleeping less than 6 hours or sleeping less than 5 hours, how there's dramatic increased cardiovascular risks. There's risks of stroke increase in younger people. There's all these different things, but ultimately it comes down to somewhere between 7 and 9 hours of sleep is the most healing. Over 9 hours has some downsides, and under 7 hours has some downsides. Now, it probably varies a little bit per person, but again, in general, you want to be getting 7 to 9 hours of sleep. If you're sleeping way less than that, over time, you're going to get a negative accumulated benefit. If you want to talk about boosting your immune system, sleep is a great way to boost your immune system, and it doesn't cost anything. It's free. You just need to do it. You need to make time for it. I know there's some people out there, probably some that are watching that, have done some Netflix binging, let's say, and they're staying up way too late. Keep in mind, if you are afraid of this, pandemic, sleep is vitally important for that. It helps with your immune system. So again, most studies found, and this is on page 148, 7 to 8 hours of sleep had the lowest chance of dying over a 3-year follow-up. Going back to heart-related things, not getting enough sleep, over caffeinating, tossing and turning, high stress, so again, creating poor sleep, all linked to high blood pressure. So for those people that are on a high blood pressure med, if you're getting regular sleep, you may have lower blood pressure. You may not need the medication. So again, getting to the cause, there's studies that show that chiropractic lowers blood pressure. I'm going to go over a bunch of supplements in just a bit that are shown to help with sleep and also lower blood pressure. So just a lot of really good stuff overall. Also, weight loss. So into page 149 and 150, weight loss, there's countless studies I shouldn't say countless, but there's multiple studies that show that people who have poor sleep or sleep deprivation gain weight. A lot of it is related to hormones. So we started these first couple of conferences, or whatever you want to call this, talking about hormone balance and cholesterol. Well, sleep helps with your hormones. Low amounts of sleep are shown to increase weight gain. And this is actually sometimes why, if you don't go to bed early enough, it's contraindicated to get up and work out early in the morning if you're trying to lose weight, because if you go to bed at midnight and get up at 5, you may actually cause more weight gain even though you're exercising or eating healthy. So a key component to weight loss is to get quality sleep. Now, going into the action plan here. So really, we're just going through this book. I want to hit a few things. The action plan is 20 steps long. But number 2, get electronics out of your bedroom. It can affect your brain waves. It can affect the deep and the quality of sleep that you get. So not sleeping with your cell phone by your bed, even having your alarm clock, other electronics farther away from you. There are things that you can do depending on how far you want to go with this, to like get Wi-Fi and things out of the bedroom so that you heal better when you sleep. But at the very least, you don't want your cell phone right by your head while you're sleeping. Number 3 here, do not watch it at night. So depending on what you read, 30 to 60 minutes before you're trying to go to sleep, you should get rid of time. So, reading books, praying, meditating, laying on your spinal corrective rolls, whatever you're doing, you want to get that screen time. You want to get your cell phone out of your face, get the TV turned off. It helps your brain calm down and be able to go into that sleep cycle. Also mentioned about dark in there. It says find your cave in number 4. Invest in good window coverings. That was one of the first things when I purchased my house. One of the things that we invest in before like bedroom furniture or anything was getting quality blinds in bedrooms to help with quality sleep, because it does affect your health so very much. Keep it cool. I mentioned that earlier. Paleo and lose weight. So if you're overweight or obese, you're more likely to have sleep apnea. If you have head posture, you're more likely to have sleep apnea. So whether you're being adjusted, working on your posture, losing weight, getting quality sleep, can affect sleep apnea and breathing, which affects blood pressure and and energy and all that kind of stuff. Going all the way down to 10, it says do not take pharmaceutical aids. Show an increased risk of heart attacks and cancer. And I can tell you, you can chalk up dementia or Alzheimer's to that as well. If you're 59 and a half or older in this country, your medical doctor will tell you that if you take Tylenol PM or these other sleep aids, that it increases your dementia. It affects your brain. I'd rather have a heart attack than have Alzheimer's. Now, again, that's an opinion. I'd rather not have either one. But keep in mind that taking sleep aids that are pharmaceutical have a whole lot of side effects. There's a lot of other better options. In fact, a 50,000 person study, now this is not out of the book, but there's a 50,000 person study and one of the chiropractic that actually showed an increased correlation to quality sleep. The last one I want to talk about in this 20 steps, exercise. Many studies confirm exercise improves sleep. Again, these are the different things. Now, on to supplements, because I get it. Like if you, I can understand why somebody would take a sleep aid or sleeping medication so there's 10 different things that are listed here. Melatonin is very common. There's a bunch of stuff. I want to go over just 4. So to finish our conversation for tonight, first of all, magnesium. We've talked about that in several other areas, whether it's for pain, muscle relaxation, blood pressure. Well, magnesium helps with quality sleep and nocturnal awakening, or nighttime waking up in the middle of the night. So taking magnesium is a very natural sleep aid that's shown to have a lot of promise. Now, keep in mind, if you're not deficient in magnesium, it may not help. That's the whole idea of getting to the cause of the problem. Number 5 here, 5-HTP. Now, It says this is a compound derived from the amino acid L-tryptophan, but it's a precursor to serotonin, which helps with mood and sleep. One of the supplements that we carry in the clinic is literally called Sleep and Mood, and the active ingredient is 5-HTP because it's a precursor to serotonin, so it helps with serotonin production and it helps with sleep. If you look at WebMD, it actually will tell people not to take 5-HTP if they're on an antidepressant, and you know why? It's because you could increase your serotonin and mess with your dose. God forbid you had to take a lower dose of a antidepressant. So again, antidepressants are sometimes tough to get regulated, but in my opinion, I'd rather try and find things that get to the cause of the problem and therefore not need the medication to begin with. Lavender is a cheap and simple thing. Lavender is associated with longer and faster REM cycles. So it's one of those things that a lot of people find helps them get more quality sleep. And the last one, number 10 here, B vitamins, especially B12 and B9. So it's not just good to take for pregnant women for helping with, neural development. B vitamins are important for your nerve system, and your nerve system is really what's helping your body heal when you sleep. Having a healthy nerve system is a vital part to your health. And so keep getting enough B vitamins in your system, whether that's from fruits and vegetables or whether that's from supplementation, can help with sleep. So if you're deficient in these things, you certainly can have a worse sleep pattern. So going back to what we started with, sleep in a dark room, go to bed, try and stay away from binge watching and staying up too late. Sleep in cool in a quality mattress with a quality pillow or sleeping on your rolls. But there are things like supplementation and habits that really play a vital role. Keep in mind, as I've said many times, if you are watching this, I certainly hope that you'll read the book and learn this for yourself. Actively engage, and for those that are current clients, keep in mind this is complimentary. We'll keep this going until we're finished with the book, likely for about another 2 weeks. Have a blessed day. See ya.